It's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And boom. What's up? Welcome back, goddamn it, to another edition of Tell Me a Joke, the Guideline Chasing the Dream. I'm your host of Maniacal, Menace, Cosmin. Say the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. Oh boy, I'm pushing it. I'm here though. I'm here and I'm making it do. I'm making it do what it do, baby. Just cause it's, another late night, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta keep moving, gotta keep going. Gotta get up, gotta keep going, gotta get a brand new time. But he's round and he's fuzzy. We love him because he's Pooh Bear. It's just, it's so much. It's so much trying to happen. If you don't get enough sleep in life, that'll really take its toll. You really gotta get your rest on. I took a nap before I came and did this, and I'm feeling kind of refreshed. And like naps are necessary. Naps are necessary. I had this thought because I always got these questions just because it's like, where are you going? What are we doing? For people that are dreamers, everybody has their own little life that they'd like to live. What have you always wanted to be since you were younger? And I'm running into people more and more that wanted to be morticians, which is crazy. Like as a child, that's what you want to be. You want to be a mortician. Like, what would make you want to be a mortician? Like the actual Undertaker. You want to be the Undertaker. Like I can't fathom any child that I would know now that would want to be a mortician. Mortician sounds like for somebody that's named, the nigga named Cornelius, or Earl. Earl seemed like he might be a mortician. Or Thaddeus. A Thaddeus, I could see it be or Mordecai the mortician. What compels you to be a mortician? What in your life where would your life have to be, or what in your life, unless it's a family thing? And then I get it, Adam's family, boom, Morticia. I don't even know if she was a mortician, but Morticia, because Adam's family was great. But the values that they valued. Dead people, they love the dead. Morticians, somebody that wanted to be a mortician, would they love the Addams Family? Would the Addams Family be their show to watch? Like that, I want to know more about it now. Morticians. I seen this dude. He's on TikTok and he's a mortician, and my wife loves him just because he's real vintage. He looked like a new age Malcolm X, and he got an old soul, and he probably like 36 or something like that. But also, he got the bass in his voice like, oh, niggas don't have this type of baritone bass no more. He fits the description of a person that should be a mortician. And it's like, of course you'd want to be a mortician since you were younger, but you what type of a weird kid would you be if that's what you deal with? You want to embalm bodies and arrange funerals for people? You like the dead like that? That's crazy. I don't even like thinking about deaths like that. And you, as a 7-year-old, is like, yeah, I'm gonna work on these bodies when I get older. How many bodies you got as a mortician? How what schools do you go to be a mortician? Mortician work. What do you gotta learn to sew? Like, you gotta learn to sew some shit up? Gotta learn to use a vacuum? I would like to know more about mortician work, kind of, sort of, but I don't want to be a mortician. I'm not really cool around dead bodies and such like that. I don't care to be around them. Some people have the in their religion, they have it to where they if the person passes, especially if it's at the house or whatnot, they let people come view the body right there where they lay, which is no. I Death is different for me. I guess it's I don't understand it. So I sit back and I'm like, what is going on in this world? I don't know how to go about it. I don't like to think about it, but I'm not afraid of it. So yeah, life lessons. Y'all remember Asher Roth? Yeah. Does anybody remember Sleep in the Bread Aisle? Asher Roth. I Love College. Asher Roth. One of the white boys that we thought was gonna hold his own up against Eminem, but you were just silly. You were just a silly rapper. So was it silly? If you fuck a cartoon chick, which cartoon chick would you pick? That's fun. That'd be something I would write as a poem. I probably wouldn't try to go global with that type of. But hey, Asher Roth is still pretty nice. I think he still makes music. I'm not sure. Do you miss Asher Roth? Those people that didn't stay around for a while but made an impact, I do. I want to check on him. He has a Spotify and shit. I think he went to how when Kid Cudi went from what Kid Cudi started doing and then he went to rock and then he came back. It's like they had to get something out of their system or something at one point. Remember, Lil Wayne did the same thing. Soul Rebels or whatever, where Lil Wayne had a whole rock album. It's like, what did you just to get it out your system? I guess, huh? I don't know. I guess everybody has their own little. I think of it like this: before you become a big movie star, everybody has their little gay role that they play, like Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey. That whole or 6 Degrees of Separation with was that 6 Degrees of Separation? The first movie with Will Smith where he taking everybody butt. Yeah, he take the man butt in a carriage, and then he goes back to his girlfriend or whatever. And was like, I don't know. This nigga came and touched a button inside me, and I don't like you anymore. I want to run away. I want to run away with this Will Smith character. Yeah, he did something to me in this carriage, and now I don't know if I give a fuck for women anymore. You feel me? Right? He's a charming man. 6 Degrees of Will Smith. Is that 6 Degrees? Who cares? Who cares? Will Smith was young, looked like older Jaden Smith in this movie, going around swooning men, taking a booty. Yeah, good old Will Smith, great actor. But where did they go? Like, for me to get somewhere, for me to get anywhere in life, would I have to do something specific? It seems like you have to do something specific in this viral society that we live in now. You have to do something specific and then keep the needle, kind of like blowing into a breathalyzer or one of those space experiments where you gotta. This is one of those astronaut exercises where you have to blow into the ball and just keep the ball up, and that's kind of what this seems like. Like once you got the ball up, boom, that's like going viral. And now you just got to kind of keep the ball up with little bitty spurts of air and wind just to keep it going. Because once you got it, you got it. Like once you've passed that certain echelon of numbers, like it just continues now. And now people just know you and see you. But it doesn't really transfer into like, I mean, eventually I guess it will, Doji. So, but now that's a dream chase right there. Basically, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know. Maybe it does. Am I as precise as her? I don't have the time like her. I don't think. I don't know. I just got my check back and I got my check stub back and I'm working over 60 hours. Over 60. I'm gonna keep talking about this every week. Every week I'm gonna keep talking about it. 60 hours, 60 plus hours. It's like, fuck it, I'm getting it in, but at what cost? And at what cost? I'm getting to the point to where it's like, do I keep doing this for who? And for why? And for what? The big questions that go through my head often, as an entertainer, as an artist, as an independent person that wants to be in the industry of entertainment, not just wanting to be famous, but to be known and to be able to move about with your art, taking my art on the road, anything, Lots of sacrifice goes into something like this. Anything like chasing your dream wise, it's sacrifice. What are you gonna give up? The narcissist in me, it's just like, yeah, you gotta go there. You have to kind of go about this alone, but you need a crew. When you think about it, you're alone until like you bring up your own thoughts to yourself, and then you can bring them to someone. But how do you execute it from there? This is the whole process of what I'm going through, trying to execute it from here, trying to reach out from here, trying to work everything from here, from this little section, from this little spot, from my little area, from my little bubble. Reach all of you motherfuckers from here. And people have done it, people are doing it, but it's what keeps it going. The consistency that I have is what keeps me going. But you realize what certain people like, what certain people don't like, and then it's like, all right, if you listen to this, then who are you doing this for? You're not really doing it for you. You came to better yourself, so why are you listening to these other motherfuckers? Just keep doing you. I mean, you built it to a point to where it's like, oh, you finally reached a certain plateau. Now, why would you change up and do something different? If this what got you to the game, like, continue that. I do want to add little certain things and everything, but that's just building on top of the process. No need to revamp anything. If you feel comfortable where you're at and what you got going on, continue that. I'm trying. It's like I'm talking to myself, but it's not like I go back to this and look at it. And just like, yeah, shit's happening. But I am more compelled on what gets the people to gravitate towards me, and besides trying to fuck with the algorithm. I don't get the fandom, like the consistency of wanting to be on at all point in times is not there. If you see me at work, that'll be a different story, but it's not even happening like that at work anymore. And it feels like I've gotten off the bicycle. It feels like the bicycle is right there and I can get on it at any point in time. But will I know how to ride it? I've never forgotten how to ride anything that I've taught myself how to ride. Like my unicycle. Will I be able to get back on my unicycle and ride it after not being able to ride it for so long? Yes. Yes, I will. But that's just like what I'm saying. The difficulties of, unicycle's not easy to ride. And if you don't ride it for a while, it will take some time to get back used to it. But it's not like you're starting all over from the beginning again. So I feel as if I'm at a standstill at a certain point to where it's like, what do I do? Where do I go? How do I do it? Where do you go when you need my love, baby? I have methods that I think might help with certain things. I ask friends and all that. Do this, do that. I got images of how I want things to look inside my head, but I can't quite execute them to the fullest of my abilities, just because I don't know if I had the right equipment. I don't know if I know how to get to that point. There's a lot of research that I have to do just to go ahead and get the look that I want. But I don't even know. I mean, I know what the look that I want, but every time I relook at something that I'm doing, I'm like, it ain't. That's almost it, but not quite. Yeah, I don't know. These do help, though. It does feel like a workout. It feels like actually be comedy. I like her mommy logs. She puts one out every day, even though it feels like it might be stagnant or it might not go anywhere. It's just content every day, just for somebody to be like, hey, oh look, this is what you're doing. Oh look, yeah. This is gonna be so crazy, just because years from now, like, this will be something to be looked at, and depending on how long this goes, I so push through this every time I come here. But then once I'm here, I'm good. But getting to the point of it is so difficult, and that's that little demon on the inside of any entertainer that's like, you ain't gotta do this, you ain't gotta worry about that. What you need to worry about that for? But if you want to better yourself, sometimes you got to put yourselves in the situation that you don't want to be in. But when you do listen to that little demon, things are comfortable. Because as an artist, as a comic, we put ourselves in we put ourselves out there. So the vulnerability is open. We're very vulnerable. But why do you do it? Why do we do it? It's an itch. I'm compelled to. I am drawn. It's like a magnet to a microphone or a stage or any form of entertainment. I think about it all the time, every day, all day. It's the only thing I think about. So I can come on here and just rattle this off, just because there's no syllabus to this. This is my passion deep down. This is what I yearn to do. Entertain. And there's so many methods that I want to go about using. There's so many things that I have in my head that I want to do before, I can't do it. So it's just like, fuck. How do I get to doing it? You got to do it on your own, but like, what? Just don't give up. Pretty much, you can't give up. You can't give up. It seems like this episode of Tell Me a Joke is probably not gonna be as funny as the clips that you see. I just try to make the clips just silly, but most of the time, I'm trying to tell myself some shit, just so in case if I do lose it or if I get amnesia, I can come back and be like, oh, that was the path. Okay, I got it. I never thought about that like that, actually, ever, until just now. Like, if I ever, on my way home, just because I have been getting less and less sleep, and also been working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, there was a lapse of time in my driving as I was, just daydreaming out into the lanes. And yeah, I realized that I can drift off into any little realm. Just, as long as if I think too hard, it doesn't matter where I'm at. Like, I'll space the fuck out. And it's scary sometimes, especially when I'm driving. I can't help that, though. For some reason, it just does. And I'm like, ugh, I have to come back. Kind of like Walter Whitty, Ben Stiller, that movie. Walter Whitty, I believe that is, where he just, boom, I'm on a mountain climbing glaciers and shit. Yeah, I could definitely put myself in a place to where I swear, I could feel the blades of grass. It just, that my imagination is there. Then it feels like that's where life is at, just in that little stagnant area of where I can go ahead and think about the things that I want. I just can't execute it. I can't execute it like I want to. I don't have the means to execute it. And I also got to keep the family happy. So me talking about this is like, you're still being a narcissist, Kyle, because you're just talking about yourself. Why don't you talk about your family? Because you don't need to know about my family, really. I mean, this is more mainly about what it is. Yeah, family's good though. Family's good if you want to be nosy and shit, you know. But I am just trying to keep it hanging in there. I mean, it ain't gonna. I got way too much that I think about for it to just stop. But you know. I'm only like 10 plus years into this. So eventually something is going to happen. You're probably going to need to get tired of seeing me. You're going to have to come on and be like, all right, Kyle, stop it. You know? I think time is waiting. I think because it feels like something is going to happen. When you're honest, you could feel it. You could feel the things coming. You can feel when shit's approaching. But it seems like the universe is telling me, hey, look at this shit. Because what you want, everything that I had on my list of things that I wanted as I got older, you see it now and you're like, oh no, I don't want that. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Holy shit. Luckily, I'm taking the time to get older and look at the things that at one point I did want. But now that you see as you're older, it fucks with your peace. And it's like, no. I don't want any of that. These motherfuckers that shoot for fame, these motherfuckers that you can't go nowhere now because I don't care for that. So now, where's the line? Where is the line? That makes everything difficult. Because the things that I thought I wanted, the more and more I get older and the more I see it now, the more and more I'm like, no, I don't want that. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be able to create and not have to fucking work this 9 to 5 where I'm delirious because I can't think straight because I'm only getting maybe 5 hours of sleep a night. You know, that's if I can go to sleep right away. Sometimes my brain is just too wired, but the way I am, I'm too wired just to go to sleep right away. Hence why I smoke. It calms the mind. It's just there's too much. There's too much going on. It's kind of like Superman when he hears everything. Yeah. It feels like I can't pinpoint one thing. There's too many ideas crossing, and it's just like, what the fuck? Shut up. When something pops up that's good though, it's like, damn it. All right, give it to me. Flow out of me. And then, blah, you fucking regurgitate fucking gold. Oh, the gems that I've written when I was supposed to be sleeping. It's like, yeah, I don't care for it. I don't ask for it, and I don't prefer it. I'm very tired the next day. But I have comedy gold in my hand. It is, I don't know why the brain works that way. I don't know why, but I'm gonna keep training. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Just because it makes me feel complete. I don't want to be too disconnected from people, which nowadays, as I'm getting older, I prefer to be disconnected. Besides the people that I know, I don't be wanting interactions most of the time, unless I'm prepared for their interactions. Like now, I want things to go by smoothly. I don't want to have to switch into the other nigga mode. The other nigga mode is too stressful. It's tiresome. I don't want to have to deal with what comes with that other mode, that other nigga mode. Everybody's got it. Everybody's got that other nigga mode. Most of the time, as you're older, most of the times you just want life to be relaxed and coast on through. But we live in a terrible world, terrible times in this world right now, to where it's just like, ooh, hold on, be careful. So, this is the first time I'm actually able to just save money and be comfortable with it and not actually have to worry about it. In a sense, bills still need to be paid, and debt is still debt. But it's at a point to where the nest egg is building, and so is the family. So, as long as my life is becoming more happier, the easier it is for me to cope with what's happening in my entertainment brain. If you gotta get that. I don't know if the people that do listen, if you're an entertainer or if you're just a person that's just here. It's like, oh, what do you go through as a person that's an artist but that has not made it yet, that has not made anything yet? I mean, you've made a name for your stuff. I've made a name for myself. I've made content, or that sounded gross. I've created material that is distinctly me. It's personally, if you hear it, you're probably like, I ain't never heard that before. But I know one person that does that. I know a few people that do something like that, but not many. Not many in the world do what I do. So. And when I say that, it's just like, I don't know, Kyle. So, hey, you've had people that made funny songs and shit before. Weird Al Yankovic, sure. But it's not poetry. It's music. He's got music behind it. It's you are doing music. Yeah, I could do that easily, but I prefer you just to not worry about the beat, because what do you hear before a song comes on? Normally you would hear the beginning of the beat or the produced version of whatever the song is, and then you hear the artist, and then you hear the lyricist. No. With poetry, it's just these words. I can start a beat on my own, but everything's coming from me, not from a producer. So, what I do is a bit different, and I like to keep it different like that, just because my toe itches, and it's right there. I got little feet. I can reach it. But, yeah. So, I prefer not to put a beat to my thing. And people will come up to me, be like, oh, you used to rap before, huh? Yeah. But it's not what I'm doing, because poetry can break down into a story form to where it doesn't follow a certain rhythm. And it's just clever. I like being clever. I like using words. So, you'll probably see a lot of people do the rap battles. Those are clever. That's kind of something like what I do, basically. But really, really silly. Really silly. Like, those goddamn rap battles. Those battles, they are epic. It makes me nervous, but I think about those often when I write. I don't try to be in that realm, in that headspace, depending on how I'm writing. It goes through phases. Like right now, I'm in a silly phase, and I'm able to write a whole bunch of silly shit. Before, it was just real bar heavy, and the pen was just moving, and I'm just a whole bunch of shit to where I could just rattle it off. Yeah. And some shit, sentimental. I got different genres of where I would like to go depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing. You know, sometimes it could be all comedy. It would never all be comedy now. Like, because I've morphed and molded into this person that I am now to where comedy poetry is what I do. And it's just going to evolve from here. Like everything evolves. Everything evolves. It just gets better and better. I was watching a TikTok today, Manny Fresh on there, talking about the origin of the bounce beat, where it came from. Trigger Man, 6 Shot. Yeah, check it out. That's where bounce came from. For people, TT Tucker, all them, yeah, back in the day. And it just evolved from that. It evolved to now you got twerking. To now motherfuckers twerk. To where it was pussy popping before it was twerking. To now that so white people can do it, I guess, you call it twerking. Working, twerk, twitching, jerking, twerking. You twerk. Crazy work. Yeah. Pussy pop, meat pop, all that. You know, dance craze. Now, and so, just like Houston. Houston's got swing. It's so quiet. It's always been this quiet. It's crazy. It's crazy how quiet that I just had a fucking mental breakdown. See, all the noises in my head decided to think about one thing just now, and that was that, and everything subsided. The Superman, the superpowers, everything kind of just went into that one little thought, and I was able to think about just that. Yeah, okay, now all the other noise is back now. Yeah, okay, see, it's the way my brain works is crazy. It's like, because at some point, I could think about, if I think about who I might be talking to, then I could probably keep going. But then me thinking that I'm thinking about who I might be talking to, boom, stops me dead in my tracks. And it's like, man, what the fuck are we doing? It's kind of like a simulation theory. And just like, where are we? Hold on, I almost broke the brain. It's a glitch in the Matrix. Like, I glitch myself, and it fucks me up for a second. Like when I drive or something like that, I glitch out, and I'm like, where am I? Oh, okay, I'm on the way home. There's just too many things. Too much is going on in my head. Way too much. But I love it. I get rid of that itch, though. Like this one thought that I had, just to go ahead and take you to where my mind goes, because like I was mentioning death. So when you do die, when you die, and now that I have kids, I have a child, if you die, when you have kids, do you just take a piece of your soul and split that up, and like boom, now my soul is split into another piece of soul. So there's a piece of me in this little soul here, and he's gonna grow up to be his own little person, but there's still a little piece of me in here. So when I die, depending on if I have more than one of these little persons with these little pieces of soul of me, of soul in them, to where they have that little thing, to where if I got like 4 kids, right, boom, all got a piece of my soul in their soul, and I die, do I spectate from their life? What? Like, you know how Call of Duty, when you die, you go spectate from your teammates' vision, your teammates' point of view. Like, so if you die, do I spectate from my child? Oh, that's like, all right, that's like saying, be careful, because Santa is watching you wherever you're going. God's omnipotent, so he's going to be watching you everywhere you're at. I don't think I would want to spectate from the eyes of my children. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I want to spectate the life from the eyes of my children, just for the fact that, yeah, I was disgusting. I'm disgusting as a child, as a kid. And you know what? If I do have a daughter, I don't want to spectate from the eyes of my my daughter. I do whatever you do in the sanctity of your home. You're a grown woman now, baby. You do your thing. I shouldn't spectate. I shouldn't be spectating. Now that I think about this more deeply, I'm like, never mind. That's not a fun idea. That's a bad idea. And don't scratch that. See, sometimes you got to backtrack. And that's why you need yes men in your corner. So you lose your Reebok deal, So you don't have elephants in your song. TikTok, why'd you take my shit down? For some reason, y'all took my shit down, I guess because copyright infringement of some sort. I'm not really sure what's happening. There was no songs being played. I did gesture the elephants walking and then I didn't think that would get me flagged for some shit to where you'd cut the sound off of my video. That's crazy. So I don't be fucking around on the internet like that, man. There's too much shit going on. Like, for what? What did you see? What did you see that I didn't see? What did you hear that I didn't hear? Was it that spot on? I didn't do it that well. I don't know. And I refuse to even learn more about it. Come see me live whenever I am live. That's just, I work hard. Too hard. Really. I probably need to dial it back. Some. Get more rest. Not worry about the masses and just kind of worry about self. You got to take care of self first. I'm not trying to be like, man, fuck the people that like me. No, I really appreciate everybody being there, and it'd be nice if y'all talk to me. You can hit me up at tellmeajoke@gmail.com, or like, share, subscribe, all that. Do what you do to get me to where I'm at, so I can continue to do more, because the plans that I have that I would like to continue to do, and it's just like bringing more poetry in art to people that can't quite see them, or there's an idea back there to where people like, I'll follow that. So I mean, for the normal people, there's entertainment, just like music, just like all of that. There's all types of entertainment. There's something for everybody, and if you can do it and you can think of it, somebody's gonna like it and somebody's gonna enjoy it, put money into it. So don't be discouraged. This is me talking to myself again. It's like I come on here and I spew out all these problems that I might have, and then I try to solve them like a Mr. Rogers situation. In the end, don't be discouraged, Kyle. Eventually it'll work out in the end. It's just gonna take some time. You'll find your niche. Not everything's gonna hit like you want it immediately. It's not gonna be 100% all the time. Don't get butthurt. Just keep doing you. You've gotten to where you've gotten because, you are pretty good at what you're doing. People like you. Great personality, I guess. I don't know. You're adorable and you're small. You can't get much better. You can't get any meaner than that. It doesn't get much better. People like small things. Kittens, toddlers, little bitty feet, baby shoes, booties. Small things are great. And you're a part of those small things because you're a 40-year-old man and your feet dangle off of things. And it is okay. That is okay, because you don't have an old face for your young looking Benjamin Button type body. And that is perfect. You don't look like a 1950s toddler with the old Yosemite Sam face, and he's only 2. You never did that. You came out looking like a Monchichi, and you grew up into a big Monchichi, basically. And your cheeks kind of shrunk down a little bit, but other than that, you did some push-ups, you did some squats, and now you built like a Mogwai. So I think you're doing okay. Keep it up. Don't be discouraged. You ain't getting hated on like most people are. A lot of people in the Rogan sphere have. And that's another place that I wanted to be. But you see the evolution of things. It's like, oh, we see where it evolved. And we see that, oh, if we do want it or if we don't want it. Evolution. Revolving doors. What goes around comes around. Every time I do one of these, there's a lesson behind it. And I never figure out what I don't plan to make this. It's not a lesson plan that I write down and be like, this is the syllabus, nigga. Take notes. No. I just like the evolution. The things goes around, comes around. There's a message there somewhere. Am I going to try to figure it out? I had it at one point until I tried to explain to you that there was a message, and then I lost it all just because I'm thinking of a whole bunch of other things. ADHD 2, Joyner Lucas. He has a great album coming out, and he put the baby on one of his songs, and the baby is still the baby, not little baby, the baby, DABABY, the baby. I really like the baby. I too bad, you know, the world and the social systems, this whole cancel culture, Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter. You see the evolution of things, right? You see how things kind of evolve to where it's like, be careful. Like, we got the internet, and then we see what the internet does. Now the internet shows us everything that the internet can do, and now we can see that everybody that's on the internet, what y'all are doing, and now we have opinions on what y'all are doing because we can see everything, because the internet gives us all that. And if we don't like it, we have a voice and we can stop what you're doing. Stop it. It's like, oh, and the internet listens because it's the internet. It's like, what the fuck? If you don't like somebody, like the masses have taken over, and what a tangle web we weave. And you just gotta. I ain't even supposed to be. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go. I don't need to get into, because I'll get on a tangent on certain, and I'll just keep talking. I'll ramble. I'll ramble on, and I'll say things that probably had nothing to do with what I was talking about in the beginning of this podcast. But you know what? Did you enjoy? Did you have a good time? Are you confused? Are you as confused as I am? If you have a solution to my many questions, if you have an answer, if you have any type of advice, please. Don't be mean. You can, but you know, hit me up. Let me know what's up. Instagram, all that. DM me. The DMs be open. Hey man, I put a little Astroglide on the front, so you can just slide in. You can slide in my DMs like they ain't shit. Slide on in. Say what's up. Some shit like that. Honestly, I ain't really been on the internet as much, so if I don't see it right away, my bad. And I'll get back to them. I've been getting back to the old messages and the reels that people have been sending me, and thank y'all for all that. Do continue. I'll keep up, and I'll be diligent about being a social justice warrior, or what the fuck ever. I don't know. I just be saying things sometimes, just because most of the time it's just like, this is what I was told. These are the people that are doing things on the internet, yada yada yada, and now I'm losing everybody. And it's like, what the fuck are we talking about? Nothing. I'm just trying to close things out. That's all. Hopefully everybody was paying attention. Hopefully people will be Hopefully people will be here. Hopefully people will be there. I don't know. We making waves though. We're making waves, and things don't end until they end. And until that happens, I'm gonna keep going, because the bike is still pedaling, and it's because it's electric. Boogie woogie woogie. And I know how to deal with electricity just because I'm an electrician. So, you know, don't worry. I'm gonna get it rolling. You know, I might not be able to build a phone, but I could build a house, and I can build substantial power, electrical power. using, I don't know. And see, this is what happens when my brain rambles, and I think it broke. See, there's a leak here somewhere to where it's like, these are the things that don't say this because it's not pertaining to what you were talking about, but also this is what's here. You can think about this, but don't say it because it's not pertaining to what you're talking about. But then sometimes it leaks out, and it's just like, type of caulk do I need for tomorrow? And it's like, I don't know. You're going to go to dark caulk or you're going to go to silicone clear caulk? You're never sure. It can be white caulk depending on what type of grout you're using. And it's like, nigga, you need to go to Home Depot, but Home Depot ain't got the type of clientele you need just because Lowe's sells client now and not Home Depot. So Home Depot ain't going to have everything. But where you going to go when you want to get a Jersey Mike's sub? And you don't know because you thought Jersey Mike's was Jimmy John's, and Jimmy John's just add way too much mayonnaise to their shit. But Jersey Mike's has Danny DeVito, and you like Danny DeVito because he's fucking hilarious on It's Always Sunny. And you never understood that. You don't care for all that mayonnaise on a Jimmy John's sandwich. The fuck wrong with Jimmy John's? Jimmy John's is just like a Subway without Jared. Yeah, okay, I don't know what that means, but I won't eat there. I eat at Subway though, not because of Jared. Nigga never even knew nothing about Jared before he just ate at Subway. I just used to like Subway. Quiznos was amazing until Quiznos meat or something stopped becoming real. Never knew what happened to Quiznos, but I was like, when the sandwich started tasting like this, and when y'all started putting all this extra shit on it, I didn't know all that was gonna be on there, you know. But sometimes I want to drive my Scion, but I don't have my Scion no more. So it's like, do you get a Subaru? Do you get an Impreza? Subaru Sport? Who knows? Why do they have Subarus down here if it doesn't snow that much? And these are the things that go through my head. And you just want me to go ahead and be sane and just stick to that one topic. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's like, how you need to calm down. And it's like, I've been trying to get off this fucking camera, but I can't. For some reason, something is holding me captive. And I can't shut it off because my brain won't stop. And this is how I go. This is exactly what I do when I go to bed. I sit there and I'm like, boom, 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 boom. All these things go through my head. As a normal person, does this happen to you? Do you go through this? Do you have all these thoughts that go through your head? Do you wonder about how you're going to make it and never make it? Like, where does life take you before you close your eyes? You can just close your eyes like a psychopath and dream the good dream. Can you do that? I have to go smoke now because I have way too many questions for myself. So, till next time. Thank y'all for being here, man. This has been great. This is how I get my therapy out. Therapeutic. This has been Tell Me a Joke, the guideline of chasing the dream. I have been your host of Maniacal Menace, Kyle Smith. Said the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. And until next time, keep dreaming, jokers. Ha ha.